Okay, we're about to start. Are you ready?
Yeah, alright, I'm ready. Let's do this. Hi, I'm Mark. I'm a 26-year-old white man.
You look pretty good for 26.
Thank you. I'm moisturized. This morning I was approached by a mate of mine. His name's Tom, but we all call him Damo. He came up to me and he said something that I'll never forget. He started out normal. He said to me, "Oh, how are you, mate?" And I said, "Oh, I'm good, thank you. Yourself?" And he said, "Not too bad, not too bad. What did you get up to on the weekend?"
You can just read the script beside you if you're stuck.
So, I told him.
On the 22nd of April, 2024, Mark Marky Markinson recounted the events that had occurred over his weekend to his friend Tom. From Saturday the 20th all the way to Sunday the 21st, Mark had what he later described as a pretty chill weekend. Little did he know that within less than 24 hours, everything would go horribly wrong.
I woke up Saturday morning about 7. Because I like to get up nice and early because we only have so much time on this planet. And if we spend all of that time sleeping, what are we doing? So I get up out of bed and I walk over to the shower. And one thing people know about me is that I care a lot about the planet. So, especially in the summertime, whenever I have my shower, I try to make them as short as possible to conserve water.
Oh no!
Which is why usually my showers, they're only at the maximum 1 minute. Now, even though I might seem like a morning person getting up at 7 every morning, if I don't have my morning cuppa, I can get very cranky.
Where the hell is my goddamn coffee?
I remember a friend of mine, Mitch, a few years ago, he gave me a coffee machine. And I've been using that every day since then, instead of using instant, because it just tastes so much better. It's just incredible. It is a little bit more expensive, granted. I did have to sell my cat to be able to afford the premium pods every morning. While I wait for my coffee to finish, I make my breakfast. Now, I'm a bit of a picky eater. I don't really like to have cereal or eggs because though eating that every morning is bad for the turtles. What I do like to have instead, a lot of people ask me, what else do you have? And I tell them vegetables. I like to have at least one vegetable every morning, at least one type. And Saturday morning I decided I was going to try some potatoes. And just for a bit of extra protein, I thought I might have a bit of chicken as well. Once I've had my breakfast, I'll call my dog. Someone asked me if I could take care of big dogs, and I said, yeah, I can. I've got a Great Dane.
All right, Great Dane, outside.
Outside. So I'll call him, and we'll go out into the garden together. And I really like gardening. I'll go out there and I'll weed, and I'll prune, and I'll just neaten up the beds a little bit. Because I could lose an hour of my time out in the garden without even realizing it, just because I love it so much. It's just so peaceful. I like to think of myself as a bit of a cinematic enthusiast. I really like admiring that thing in writing and films, and I'm really good at identifying good writing and good acting because I watch a lot of video essays on a platform that not many people might know about called YouTube.
The dad Papa. So like, is this fridge related to these people? Is this?
So you're very interested in filmmaking.
Yeah, I guess it's just sort of my thing, you know? One thing a lot of people really admire about me is that I'm really into different cultures. And so Saturday night I thought I'd try a little bit of Italian food, which is why I went out and I've been following a recipe, and I made an Italian style pizza. Now, I do have a bit of a peeve about pizza. If you're not making it Italian style, then you're not having pizza at all. You're just having a sandwich. Then, with that done, it was about 8 o'clock, and I thought to myself that it's time for me to go to bed. So I go and I brush my teeth, and I put on my pajamas, and then I'll go to bed. Now, one thing I do is that I like to switch my phone off and my computer off before I go to bed. About half an hour before then, because I actually saw a study in a library that said that if you use your phone before bed, then the light will make you go too blind to be able to sleep properly. So that's what I did on Saturday, and then Sunday I pretty much did the exact same thing, except I also went and volunteered at my local soup kitchen for a little while at my church.
And what church is that?
Well, I don't think it matters what church I went to, it just matters that I volunteered at the soup kitchen.
But there aren't actually any churches where you live that have a soup kitchen.
Well,
So what did Tom say when you said all this to him?
when I told Tom all this, he just looked at me for a second and then he smiled and said, "Oh, mate, you want to know what I got up to? I went skydiving."
And how did you feel in that moment?
In that moment, I just felt really insignificant because I suddenly became aware that everything that I've done in my entire life is meaningless in comparison to what Tom did that weekend. Because, as anyone will tell you, if you haven't been skydiving, then you've wasted your life.
Don't waste your life like Mark did. Go skydiving today.